Good morning, it's Dave out there. Now, normally I would say out there bushcraft. As you may know, it's not just out there bushcraft. The full title is Out There Bushcraft and Outdoor Learning. And today is going to be less about the bushcraft and more about the outdoor learning. We're going to be taking a walk up in Northumberland today. Obviously restrictions have eased now, and so we can widen the scope of what we can do for the videos. And so what we're going to do is a nice little walk up in Northumberland. Now, it's worth saying at this point that Northumberland's almost like a really well kept secret in the UK, and beautiful place to be. And so I don't really want to spoil that in terms of suddenly, you know, sharing that information with tons of people, but you know, that's what we're going to do today. We're, you know, just I guess the bit that you add to that is we all have to treat it respectfully and not suddenly all pour there and fill the place with walkers, because one of the beauties of the place is that you can visit. You can visit the place and wander in the hills and hardly bump into anybody, and I think that would be a really great thing to be able to do. And of course, as lockdowns ease and we're able to do those kind of things, it is really nice to be able to have an opportunity to do that. So I hope that I'm not spoiling that for everybody by sharing the information with you, basically. I won't be telling you exactly where we are, not on every video that we do up in Northumberland anyway, but certainly today we'll be in an area around an old Drovers road called Clennell Street, and we'll be starting from a place called Olwynton. That's probably as much as I'll say at this stage. Northumberland is famed for wide open skies and beautiful valleys, so I'll be showing you some examples of those. Not the large valleys like the College Valley or the Coquet Valley, Ingram Valley for example, and these are beautiful valleys, they really are, but we're going to look at some of the smaller little gems that are tucked away in the hills, and they're absolutely fantastic. So looking forward to showing you all that stuff. I hope you're looking forward to it too. I'll also be introducing you to John, who's another member of the Out There team. I'm just about to pick him up, and then we'll head off masked up and all that kind of thing, of course. So I'll finish now, because I've already managed to not be able to find his street. I'll finish now, and we'll catch up with you in a moment. Bye. Right, so we're up in Northumberland. You can see Simonside Hills in the distance there. That's a military training area. There's an old Iron Age or Bronze Age fort at the top of here, and here's John, who's one of the other guys from the Out There team, and we're going to head that way. So we're on Clennell Hill, and this is Clennell Street, which is an old drovers route and was used by border reivers for years during medieval times. There's lots of medieval history up this way, and Bronze Age and Iron Age and Stone Age, but don't tell anybody because they'll want to come here. Okay, we're up on the top, so I'm just going to take it around a little bit so you can see what's going on and where we are. So behind me now is the kind of nice gentle curving ridge that we're going to follow. There's some settlements at the top of that hill which we might get a chance to have a look at, and just down there is the route for Clennell Street, so we've come slightly off the route just to get the ridge in. Right, we've been purposely avoiding using the video because it's all looking like this at the moment. Excuse my shaven head, but there's been a lot of felling being done up here recently, and so it's not looking quite as attractive as it might usually look. There's John taking a little snap, but I'll probably include in the video at some point. But it has been quite an area's been cleared, so it has John says it's beautiful in its own way. So I don't know, maybe it's beautiful like a battlefield or something, no man's land. But you can see straight ahead of us as well, it's been been cleared quite extensively. So you don't need to see that. You can certainly see the big skies, of course, but you'll later on you'll see a really bit as we're carrying on. But in the distance you can see some fantastic hills, and as usual cameras don't do it justice. But we're going to be heading the other side of the wooded hill that you can see there is the valley that we're going to head down later on. So we'll be heading all the way around, and then the other side of this hill here is where we'll be. Okay, we've left the forestry track, actually a forestry road, and then it changed to a little track here which was kind of like a bridle way. There's the edge of the woodland. John's just pinching a little bit of wood there for something in his house, a project. You've got this really steep hill here that's wooded on one side, and then you're looking across to Windy Gyle there in the distance, and the forest did carry on right up this hill, but obviously it's been cleared just recently. So from this point it's open fells down towards the Usway Burn that we're heading for, which was where you'll see that valley I was talking about earlier. Here's one of the reasons why it's great to walk in the Cheviots. So this is a footpath on the map. And if we were in the Lake District, this would probably be about 3 foot deep and just mud, and here it's still grass, and I wouldn't imagine there are many footpaths in the lakes that are still grassy underfoot, certainly not many. So we're actually at the moment just walking down this little footpath here. We're going to head down to this point, so the secret's out as to where we are, and then follow the Usway Burn back down. You can see, if I just orientate the map, you can see a bridle way just ahead there. So there's a bridle way, where am I, hang on, there's a bridle way here, and then there's a little hill here with a long spur, and then a kind of a track running off it. If you look ahead of us, when it gets into focus, you'll be able to see exactly that. So we've got the path running along here, and then as I stand up and add my huge height to the view, you can see there's a little track that runs along the top too. So that's roughly where we are on the map at the moment. Well, we've done the drudgery, let's say, of walking through the forested areas, and they're, you know, lovely in their own way, but this is one of the reasons we're here. This is the kind of little place that you can find in the Lake District. So there's John up there just for scale. Got a beautiful little waterfall in the sun here, and a couple little pools, and I think certainly at some point in the future we'll be coming up here for a bit of a plodge. For those of you that aren't from the northeast of England, we'll have a little bit of a dip in the water and a bit of a swim, but that is absolutely beautiful. Let's see if I can maybe get onto that island and get a better view. Okay, so we're heading towards, this is a place called Murder Clough, so you can read into that what you want. We're just heading away from, this is kind of like the apex of the walk, so we'll very shortly be heading back to where we came from. How cool does that look?
I like the way that she's coming up and left it.
Yeah. Here he comes up the hill, hang on then. So this is where an e-bike does for you by all accounts.
Hey, you still got to work.
You still got to work, aye. We're just catching you on video, is that alright, mate? You're making it look easy though.
Once it's connected to the phone,
You're away.
it's all
connect to your phone. It's just crazy magic, this stuff. I just don't get it.
I've been on the top of one.
Look,
Slightly here, can't you?
the fact that you can even chat to people.
I'd be off,
Dear
mate.
me. That's a bit of crazy magic, that, a battery powered
cool.
bike.
I realised I haven't took off before now.
Yeah, it's pretty good though.
There's no way we'd last getting over here
Right, without the
thing,
battery.
So I think most people wouldn't do.
No.
Yeah.
We would, John.
It was
We
a
would get up
tandem,
here. Definitely. We'll hard us out. Right. See, we're climbing up out of that valley. It's all kinds of birds about. There's a skylark just flown over. So we'll climb up onto this hill, and then very shortly after we'll drop down to the burn, which is down that way. We'll drop down onto the burn, then follow it, twisting and turning down towards Alwynton. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, just on the top of a little fell here. The views are terrific. I'll just give you a panoramic view, so to speak, what we've got here. So looking down the valley there towards Alwynton again, and we're going to head down that way very shortly, and then you're looking up towards the higher points of the Cheviots, the likes of Windy Island, the Cheviot itself behind us there. So even just on a little hill like this, sitting in the middle, because you have these wide open spaces here and everything's kind of just laid out in front of you, it just looks absolutely amazing. And just ahead there, earlier on I was talking about these lovely little valleys, and you can see one of them just winding its way away from us there, and we'll very shortly drop into the valley to see our own route home. So there you go, beautiful place to visit, don't tell anyone.
Fire in there, Jeff.
Yeah. So this is an area used sometimes by bushcrafters for overnight stays. To be fair, some of them leave it with no trace. Yeah, and other people aren't that bright and spoil it a bit. So it's nice to see it reasonably tidy. I won't make a big deal of where this is. Those that know, as they say. But we're a beautiful little site. But then, of course, when you get a bit further in, you can see where there's a big fire pit, and it's been made quite a mess of, and it doesn't need to be like that, really. Beautiful place. This is a nice little route, this. Just getting deeper into the valley. Get a little bit of shade from these trees. Great to be out again. Absolutely fantastic. Wow, look at that sky, John. Absolutely amazing, isn't it? Not a bad way to spend a Saturday, that's for sure. It's one of those things, I think, John, that you don't realise you've been missing it until you get out and do it, and
Definitely.
you're just reminded of how good it feels. Oh, look at this lovely little bit here. Oh, like this. What, we're in a proper little dingly dell here. Fair folk about without a shadow of a doubt. endless shots of fantastic views, this.
Right, so the lakes this bit.
Yeah.
With millions of people and coffee shops.
Yeah. Issues whatsoever with you falling in at this point because the camera's on, and that would be quite impressive. So that's an amazing route there that's grown straight out of the rock face. And I'll tell you what, it's heading down towards the river. Once it hits there, it's going to take an almighty gulp. There's a plant that might be saxifrage or maybe spurge, I'm not sure, on the other side. Lots of primroses grown there and in these little spaces along the cliff face. Really bonny little bit of the river. And hopefully I got some video footage of that hare up the hill, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Just in case you haven't had enough views of a beautiful valley with tumbling rivers and all that kind of stuff, there's some more. Oh, little dipper. It's just landing. There he is, little dipper on that stone ledge just ahead of us there. I'll get as close as I can. You see him dipping up and down now. He's just had a poop. I'll edit that out. There he goes. Beautiful little bird. Just watching a dog working these sheep here. Farmer's up there bellowing like a mad thing. Look at that. Proper working dog. Brilliant. He's left the lamb. Look, he knows. He knows he's left the lamb.
Leave it. Does he know there's a lamb up there?
The dog knew there that he still had one to pick up.
That'll do, mate. That lamb will come back, won't it?
Ah, it'll. It's just working them all off the fell, you see. Yeah, you'll find his way, that little fella there. But that's what the dog was doing. Obviously the farmer cannot see it, but the dog knows what he's about. You'd think, well, just trust what the dog's doing, but they can be a bit scatterbrained at times, can't they?
It's not for his mum, like.
Aye.
Go on.
There you go, he's worked it out, man. So this is where the river Usway, or the Usway Burn, sorry, joins Coquet and runs down towards Alwyn. We're going to head up this hill, just a little bit round the spur, and then that's us done. And just a little bit of a plod along the road towards Alwynton and the car. So there's one of our native snakes, an adder. Absolutely fantastic spot here. Classic sort of diamond pattern. The way he moves over the grass, amazing. Brilliant. Just watch him there, John. Ah, he's happy. Oh, well, we'll take